Boy, the music was off.
Yeah, I don't know what's up. I'll have to look at that.
What's up, peeps?
Good afternoon, Margmeisters. It's a
What's up?
Saturday, and we are live. I was going to go live last night, Frank. I'm serious, but for some reason, my body said sleep. We all know. Now, you know, Frank, I can sleep.
Well, I had that pain and steroid injection in my hip bone yesterday, and boy.
Well, I went to sleep about 5:30 and I did not wake up till 10:30. I slept through all of my alarms and I slept through my husband trying to wake me up.
I waited up as long as I could with the laptop in bed with me, but I never heard from you, so I fell asleep.
Yeah. So I was out. But it was a rough week at work. There was I used a lot of brain cells this week. So
yeah, them boy, I'll tell you what, them shots ain't no fun, man. I hate them.
No. So if you don't know, Frank got a nerve block yesterday to help with his good leg.
No, yeah, with my good leg, yeah.
Yeah.
And they were doing an ultrasound at the same time while they were doing it, and they found a bone spur in my hip. And I'm like, what's that mean? She said, this could be the problem right here.
Yep, I agree.
So they're talking, bring me back in 6 weeks after they did an x-ray after the shots, and going to decide if they're going to have to do surgery or not. So I hope not, because then I won't have no legs to use for a while.
If they do, get it done. I know you don't like surgery, but get it done so that it helps. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, so. But otherwise, we're here.
We are. I'm so glad to see everybody on a Saturday. It's kind of nice doing a live on a Saturday. I chose to do it this afternoon because my son has a band concert later. So we are here with you all. Thanks for joining us. So just want to do our quick shout outs. Snarky Staff Angel, how you doing? Andrea, Purdue RN. Nice to see ya.
Got a request for you.
All right, hang on. Lakeside Justice, how are you? It's about the effing music.
Yeah, that's what I was doing before I came on here.
Hi, Jackie. Happy Saturday. TTM Fangirl, thank you for joining us. Christy, you too. Hey, D, how you doing?
What's up, D?
Ham's here. CJ Mack. Love the avatar. Minus 58 in my town today. Where are you at, Lakeside? It's actually in the positive numbers here.
It's 36 here.
Yeah, Lakeside, I must have needed the sleep. Good afternoon, Mark. Saw a promo about the Flora fires to be aired on Fox 59 Tuesday night. Ooh, dash cam footage.
Good.
All right, we got to mark that down. People are saying they hope Frank feels better. Absolutely. Hair looks great today. Thanks, Dee. Yeah, that's freezing. Minus, 50. Ooh, you're in Maine.
Oh, my.
Wow. That is crazy. Mike Baker, how you doing? Just want to give a shout out to our mods. D, Mike, Andrea, Polygraph. Who am I missing?
Purdue RN. I need you to add her as a mod.
Okay, we'll talk about that and get that done. I know I'm missing someone. Who am I missing?
Hell, who knows?
just want to say give a shout out to our mods. They
Look at
are
B. Minus 48 there where she's at.
oof. Just want to
Boy.
give a shout out to our mods for everything that they do for us. Our schedule is not set yet, and they jump in when we go on, and I have to say thank you for everything that they do for us. Mike loves the Nightbot. He's on it.
I found a T-shirt yesterday, and it said, "Keep calm, let the Meister handle it." And I posted it.
Yep. Andrea's a mod. So,
yep.
I just want, like I said, I want to say thank you so much for our mods and everything that you do for us. Hello, Olivia, too. How are you? Good afternoon. So today, we're going to go over some cases that we've covered in the past. Just give some updates on them. Like I said, we have a lot of trials coming up in March, April. So we're going to try to keep up on these. Tomorrow, I am going to do a short live, and it's going to be about our Facebook group and about our Discord and how Discord works, how anybody can join Facebook group for free, anybody can post anything. So, like I said, short little live tomorrow regarding that. So look for that thumbnail. I'll be making that later after the show. Hello, Amy J and Sloopy. Sloopy, nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a little bit.
Oh, no, it's been a minute on Sloopy. Yep. I see you there, Mark. 4:00 p.m. Eastern. IU Purdue.
Oh, that must be some kind of sport.
Basketball game. Yes.
Gotcha.
State rivals.
So just so you all know, too, today's live is not a subscriber only, but most of our future lives are going to be subscriber only. That's going to help us cut down on the trolls and everything. So if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Sloopy, I am with you. I think we're all sick of winter and these cold temperatures.
We really haven't got it bad here at all in the Indian.
Good for you. The rest of us are freezing.
Well, when you live up north like that.
Well, you got poor D who's got minus 40s. You got Lakeside that's got minus 50s. Oh my goodness. We're actually at 11, positive 11, so I'm not complaining about that today.
I don't think we've had a negative high yet this winter in Indiana.
Andrea keeps telling me I got to move to Indiana. Yeah, way to rub it in, Frank. Way to go.
Well, you see, the good thing about that is, Andrea, is that they have a Harley place here in Indiana.
Yeah, but it's not the production part of it.
Oh, okay. Of course, Purdue, man, but I'm an IU fan. I've always been an IU fan. I didn't even like Purdue when, what's his name, Gene Cady was coach.
Because Sloopy says, come on down. Maybe one of these days. We'll see. We keep saying we're going to, after Mark graduates, we're going to move to somewhere warmer.
You know, I mean, it's not that much warmer, but it's got to be better than what's up there.
Yeah. So let's get into our updates. I'm going to share my screen here.
We have 91 degrees here.
In New Zealand. Oh my God, that's hot. Okay, apparently I did the wrong screen. Hang on. Okay. So as you all know, we covered the Karena McClerkin case. And last year, she was found and Flint Farmer was arrested. This poor family had been going on 6 years, not knowing what happened to her. Well, now things are starting to heat up in this case. This last week, Flint Farmer went to court for a pretrial. And Frank, you talked to Jerry.
Yes. Basically, he was zoomed in through off video. He was not in the courtroom, and the courtroom was basically empty, according to Jerry. And they kept him in jail and set a trial date for February 21st. She gave me some additional information, but I'm not obliged to give that information out unless I get her permission, and she doesn't want it out. She gave me the names of the people that all got immunity in this case, and just basic information like that. So when the trial comes, that'll all come out, and eventually we'll be able to reveal those names.
Yeah, so Polygraph, thanks for joining us. So that's big because when they did the press conference for Karena, they said additional arrests may be coming.
Right.
Well, we find out that there aren't going to be any additional arrests that we know of. That immunity was given to several individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And as Frank said, those individuals will be identified probably during the trial.
Yeah.
Right now, we can't give out those names. And we're going to honor those wishes.
Exactly.
But you said February what?
21st.
February 21st. Okay.
Which more than likely is going to get continued. We all know how the judicial system works. So.
Well, and if there's several people that got immunity, you know that there's evidence against him.
That's why I think it's going to get continued. They're going to more than likely probably, in my opinion, work a plea deal on him. Yeah. So
now he may choose to go to trial, and that's fine. That's his right.
Mm-hmm.
He may choose to do a plea deal.
She said he's looking at 20 to 60 years in prison.
Okay.
So I see a plea deal in the works. You don't want to go to trial.
Right.
Nine times out of 10, they're gonna find you guilty and give you the max.
Right. So for those of you who are just coming in, we're talking about Karena McClerkin, and Flint Farmer. So just to recap real quick, he had a pretrial hearing this week, which he did not attend personally. He attended via Zoom. And we're looking at a trial date in February. But as we just said, that may get continued because there may be a plea deal in the works, or it may go through with the trial. Who knows? It's what he chooses.
Yeah.
And I'm sure his lawyers and the prosecutors are negotiating.
Oh, yeah. When you got that many people that were given immunity,
right,
that's not good for the defendant himself.
No. So we will be continuing to cover this story and the updates on it. I have created a tab in our Discord for Karena. So I've got the My Case snapshot of Flint Farmer's file. I'll be putting that in there. I'll be sharing that on our Facebook group. So
Snarky Sass, I really haven't heard much out of what Flint Farmer's saying, but I do know from Jerry that the sister is proclaiming his innocence.
Mhm.
That's as much as we know right now. So
since it's the pre-trial, I don't know if he's actually put in on record whether he's innocent, whether he's pleading innocent or guilty. I've got to look into that
they do that when
the actual trial starts, right?
no, they do that when formal charges are presented to him in court.
Oh, okay. I'm assuming he put in an innocent
yes,
plea because that's why he wants it to go to trial. Hey, Digital, thanks for listening and working. I know how that is. I do that during the week. So, yeah, our justice for Karena continues.
Yep.
And we will keep you updated on what happens in February when they're supposed to go to court, if there's a continuance or if the trial is going to continue.
Right.
I just had my case on here. So jury trial is set for February 21st, 2023.
I see it getting continued.
It might.
I think it's his first pre-trial, so.
Right. So let me get my other stuff up here. The next case we are going to talk about is Michael Vaughn from Fruitland, Idaho. And so we know that 2 people have been arrested for this, a woman and a man. We know that there was searches being done, and the latest update that we have on this is January 26, 2023. Police are testing for DNA in the case of missing boy Michael Vaughn. So police are saying they have recovered some evidence and are testing it for DNA to see if they can link it with Michael Vaughn. Nowadays, the police departments send these to private DNA labs. I don't know if it's cheaper for them to do it that way, but they do send them to the private labs now, so it could take additional time. I think they're saving like the FBI resources of DNA and all that for high-profile crimes where they need it right now. Not sure. So in November of 2022, the police did dig up the backyard of a home in Fruitland and arrested Sarah Wandra for failure to report the death of Michael Vaughn. Police say they did not find any human remains, but believe Michael was possibly killed, buried, and later relocated. And that's why they're testing these items that they found for DNA. Because if he was buried in that location, there should be DNA there.
Of some sort, you would think.
Right. Bodily fluids or something, you know. Since the last press conference, police are still following up on new information that they're receiving. They have identified 3 other people who lived at the home during the time of Michael's disappearance. And they've talked with all 3 of them, which includes Sarah's husband. Now, Sarah is the wife. Stacy is the husband. and he's currently in the Washington County Jail on charges of unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon.
Well, something must be up in the water up there in Idaho.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. You got the 4 Idaho college students. You got Michael Vaughn.
Yeah. And there's other cases too up in Idaho, but I'm glad you mentioned the Idaho 4 because that is the next case that I want to talk about, even though it wasn't on the thumbnail. I don't know if you guys heard, but News Nation is claiming that they have 2 sources close to the investigation that are stating that the 2 girls on the 3rd floor were attacked first. Okay. The second thing that they are stating is that Ethan on the and Xana on the 2nd floor heard this. And this is what Xana was crying about. And Ethan said, "It's okay, I'm here. I'll take care of it." Well, this source is stating that Ethan opened the bedroom door and started to go out in the hallway when he was attacked and he was slashed in the throat. Now, the next thing that they're saying is that Xana fought this killer so bad that she had her fingers almost severed because she was grabbing the knife and fighting back. So that's some big news, because what we heard originally is that they all died in bed in their sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is different.
I heard the part about where Ethan allegedly was protecting her.
Right. He tried to go out and see what happened and got attacked. So
nice to see you, hybrid Pisces.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Everybody's talking about basketball.
That's all right. I know we got sport fans. I like some sports, but not as big into it as you are, Frank. So yeah, the Idaho 4. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Frank. There is a gag order on that case.
Yes, there is.
So for somebody to come out and say that 2 sources close to the investigation has given up this information, yikes.
What's that sound like to you?
Yeah.
Another Delphi situation.
And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but ever since Delphi came out and did the gag order, several cases have been coming out and putting gag orders on.
Mm-hmm. And if y'all haven't known by now, we've had a guest on our show a few times, and he has been chosen to come to Indiana to work with the defense team.
Yes.
Mr. Jason Jensen, the private investigator.
Yes, Andrea, and that does explain why the FBI was telling the state cops to look for cuts on his hands. Because it was so brutal that they figure he had to have cut himself with all the stab wounds between the 4 victims. So, more to come on that.
Yeah.
More to come.
That's going to shut down just like the Delphi case here soon. I would imagine so.
Yeah. And they're trying to get the gag. There are family members and everything and attorneys that are trying to get the gag order removed. I'm sure they're trying to get the gag order removed in all the cases. They want that information out in the public some. So, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, let me get my next thing up here. Somehow my screen's got out of order. So I want to thank Andrea for helping me. She sent some updates on these cases for me, so I am going to bring those out. Okay. Next case we're going to talk about is Harmony Montgomery. So we all know that Adam Montgomery was indicted for Harmony's death. They still have not found her remains. It's my hope and prayers that this is the year that they find her. It would be nice if that little girl could get a proper burial.
Yeah.
So authorities are accusing the father of repeatedly striking her in the head with a closed fist, which resulted in her death. How they have this information, we don't know. But something.
I have a feeling the wife
is telling them.
Yep.
Well, then I hope she tells them where she's located.
Well, that's something she might not know.
True. So the latest update on this is that the father was indicted by a grand jury. That's big. So in order to actually arrest him, they took this case to a grand jury. And individuals on that grand jury came back with an indictment for second-degree murder. So we'll have to wait and see what happens on this one, too. She went missing in 2021 after her mom lost custody of her in 2018. And she has not been seen since late 2019.
And I also believe they found remnants of some type of DNA in that freezer that they were taken out of the house.
Yes, because we do know that they searched the house and they took the freezer.
And it had a biohazard tape all over it. So
Right. So police are saying that they believe that Harmony was killed around December 7th of 2019. Once again, is the wife talking and telling them that that's when it happened?
She was already in jail, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that she might have given information to cut time on her case. What was it? Medicaid fraud and whatever else she was doing?
Yeah, I believe so. Because it says Harmony's stepmother, Kayla Montgomery, pleaded guilty to perjury charges and agreed to cooperate with prosecutors in the case against her estranged husband.
Yeah, see, that basically right there tells you that she told him what happened, but she doesn't know where the body's at.
Right. And the mother just wants her body back. She wants her back.
Yeah, Jackie, that's what we've been saying. I kind of figured that out when they announced the charges against the father, that the stepmother had to have been talking. Well, they came out with the conclusion that he struck her in the head with a closed fist on numerous occasions. That means that somebody had to have witnessed it, and the only person you can think of that could have witnessed it was the
wife.
The wife, right? So, unless there was other children in the house at the time.
Yeah, and Harmony's mother is stating, even if it's the bare minimum of what I get, I just want her back.
Right.
I just want her back home, she says. And that's so sad, you know that your daughter's gone. But like I said in the beginning when we started talking to this case, it's my hope that she is found this year so that she can get a proper burial. Yeah. Barn Girl 65 says, I remember the mom's interviews. Very sad case. Yes. Very, very sad case. So thank you so much, Andrea, for getting me that information. We will be following up. I often wondered that too, Jackie, because I know that they did take some drywall down. I heard that they took drywall down when they searched, when they took the
Freezer.
refrigerator out.
They must have luminoled the house or something to see if they can get any blood or whatever.
Right. So.
All right, I want to talk about Amiah Roberts.
Yeah.
When I saw the information that I posted in our email, I was like, are you kidding me?
So, baby Amiah, all of these kids deserve so much more. And baby Amiah is from Indianapolis. She disappeared once again, December of 2019, and has never been found. No. They've done multiple searches for her. And just can't find this baby's body.
It just sickens me that they both file for bond reductions. The boyfriend doesn't, but the mother does. They dropped her from $200,000 to $60,000 or something of that nature. And she asked to be released to go to her mother's funeral. And at the same time, she's getting ready to have set of twins.
Right.
And I'm like, and they granted it to her, and I'm thinking, what the hell? I mean, they wouldn't let that happen with anybody else. It's like they denied Flint Farmer to go to Blaine's funeral.
Right. And her whole thing was, okay, so she wanted the bail reduction so that she could go to and mourn the recent death of her mother with her family, and to deliver the twins. Doctors have told her that she'll need to deliver the twins by C-section in mid-January, and she said she didn't want to give birth alone while incarcerated. Well, then you should have thought about that when you did something to your first baby. And my question is, so I'm assuming she's had these twins now.
And they're both due for trial in March.
Right. So where are the twins going?
I would imagine the biological father. If it's not him, it's in jail.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
It just sickens me how, I mean, new process, he's not really new. He got reelected. He's just letting criminals out on the streets, and it's ridiculous. Just like we had a guy that got arrested for something. He was on probation, and the judge gave him a $150 bond. And they were trying to keep him in jail because he was a murder suspect. Well, she gave him a $150 bond, and he gets out on bond, and the next day he's being arrested for murder.
Right.
I'm like, what is going on? You guys just built $1 billion new justice system for Indianapolis, and you're going to try to tell me you don't have room for inmates?
Right. So Sloopy says she's followed Amiah case since day one, saddest case, and that the twins went to Father Ryan.
Okay.
So it's a different guy.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that those babies grow up safe and well
Away
loved
from-
and protected, and that she never has access to them.
They also have a mutual daughter.
Yeah. So he's got 3 of their kids.
Yeah.
So yes, this trial is set to begin March 6th of 2023. Like I said, March is going to be a busy month. February and March are going to be busy months for these trials. And we'll keep you updated on what happens with this trial also. I do agree that we need to get baby Amiah's story out there. Somebody has to know where this baby is. Older 2 boys are with the aunt and uncle.
How many kids has this girl got? My goodness.
Yeah. She likes to have kids.
Jeez.
And my thinking was, okay, was this relationship just toxic with this Lyons guy, that Amiah was the only one that was hurt and killed? Or she's got,
it's almost like Amiah was an interference in her relationship. You see what I'm saying?
yeah. Because as far as I know, there's no issues with the other kids. It was just Amiah.
What's up, Grizz? Everybody go put their DNA on that thumbs up for me if you don't mind, please.
She's got 6 kids now total.
My goodness.
After having the 2 twins.
Damn, excuse my French, but I'm surprised her uterus ain't fell out yet.
Frank.
Sorry, but that's like Mother Cupboard and a Hubbard with all of her, or Mother, whatever her shoe, with all them kids.
Women did it. Back in the day, they had 10, 12.
Yeah, it was a lot easier to raise them back then.
Different times.
Sure. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
but there are people.
I'm not just blaming it on women. It's the men too. They can't wrap their Jimmy. They ain't got. I mean, it's just.
But some
ridiculous.
people want a lot of kids.
I just don't understand how in this day and age with the economy and everything else that's going on. I mean, it's bad enough that 2 people have to work to survive in this day and age. How in the hell are you going to take care of 6 kids and try to work? And I don't get it.
It's difficult, believe me. But people do have big families yet today.
You're right, Christy. They were able to take care of their kids. And, it's just a different era now. And you figured that some of these people, men and women, would see all this kind of stuff going on in the news and would hope that they would have common sense enough to not go down that trail. But it just goes to show that people, it takes them years to comprehend what goes on in the world.
Well, what makes me sad and angry, like Sloopy just said, she's not cared for or supported any of them.
Right.
And there's couples in this world that can't have kids that want kids. They can't have them. Yet someone like this woman has 6 kids, doesn't support them, doesn't care for them. That's what makes me angry. The families that do want them and take care of them and love them and bring them up, I have no issue with if they want multiple kids.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you're able to raise them in the correct manner, financially, emotionally, and whatever else goes along with it, I don't see no problem with it. But with a situation like this, it's blatantly obvious. Having 6 kids in her early 20s, at that, How are you going to support them at that age?
Right.
Yeah, lean on the father. Yeah, that's a responsibility to care for them too, but that's just not going to be enough.
I know. It's just a different world. It's a different world today.
Yeah.
And
I mean, look, China there for a long time had a law in place that each family was only allowed to have one child, and if they wanted more, they had to get permission from the government.
right.
I mean, it's just not always about the population, but it's just the fact is China's looking at their economy and saying, hey, how are you going to be able to support these kids? You can't lean on the government for support. I mean, there are times I understand that sometimes families do need to lean on the government for help, and it's just going to happen. But for these people that take advantage of the government, that's what I have a big problem with.
Yeah, back then families were bigger and had a village, neighbors helping. It's not like that anymore, right? You've got people that live right next to each other that never talk to each other.
Right.
And it wasn't like that back then. Everybody knew everybody and helped. Snarky says, bring all the kids to my house. I have room and lots of love and support. Yep. There's so many pandemics that we could say happened today. All of these kids getting either abused or killed by their parents, their caregivers. You can't go a day.
I mean, it's not necessarily the kids being killed. I mean, you see it today in these schools. The kids are being brainwashed by schools these days. And
no, they're not.
Oh, yes, they are. Oh, yes, they are.
It's just a different way that they're being brought up, Frank.
But there's things that they're teaching the kids that the kids have no business being taught. Let the kids learn it on their own. And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, I think that in the schools today, the whole thing of everybody's a winner and gets a participation. And, I think competition is healthy.
Well, I agree. But you see these parents going to these school board meetings, and they're going off because they're teaching kids things that the kids don't need no business learning about. It has nothing to do with everyday society, and it's just like, I agree. Who are you to teach my kids this when I should decide that, not you?
Yeah, but the problem is the parents aren't teaching them. So then it falls on the school to do it. Because you have so many households where both parents have to work.
Right.
So the kids aren't getting the attention like they used to. They're fending for themselves.
It wasn't like that when we were in school.
No. And
when we were in school,
universities are told what to teach and what not to teach. So
when we were in school, boy, they had that paddle hanging on the wall right there with the holes drilled through it. These days, teachers are getting their asses whooped by the students because they don't have those structure when it comes to that stuff.
Oh, I agree.
These days,
Well, and that's because things have changed so much. When I was working at Mark's school, I went for a year and I went and volunteered, and I was a teacher's aide. And there was a little boy that got in trouble all the time, all day long. And I had watched this, and he was out in the hallway, and I was talking to, finally, I'm like, I'm just going to talk to him and see what is up and everything. And I had put my hand on his shoulder to see if he was okay. And the teacher came out and she's like, don't do that. And I'm like, why? And she's like, because he may be young, but they're smart. They will twist things and tell people and parents that you hurt them.
Yep.
So do not touch them. And I'm like, that's probably what this kid needs, is some tenderness, and compassion, and you're telling me I can't touch them and talk to them? And she's like, believe me, we've been going through it for years now, where we tried that and then we got in trouble because the parents came and said we were doing this or doing that. Or she's like, so I'm just trying to warn you. And I'm like, good God, what does it come to? I mean, these teachers spend most of their time with these kids.
Let me tell you something. My youngest son, every time I got called by the school, don't think I didn't go in there and snatch his little ass up. Well, boy, I did. It didn't matter. You can call the police on me all you want. Take me to jail. I get out, I'm going to bust his ass again as soon as I get out.
Yeah.
He's going to learn the right way. I mean, it's tough love. That's all it is. You know, I love my kids dearly, but I'm going to make sure they're going to go in the right direction until they're 18 years old. And what happens after that is on them.
You're right, tough love. It is a mixture of both. It is. The teachers are trying to not only parent and teach at the same time, and it doesn't work. I saw it firsthand. It does not work.
You can't, honestly, you really can't, because the teacher doesn't know the child on a personal level. Just because he or she is in your class doesn't mean anything. All you're seeing is the exterior. You don't know anything about this child
right
on the inside.
Well, they know it on the inside. They just only see what they see at school.
That's what I mean. You know.
So they don't see the other half of them. One second.
And the law plays right into these kids' hands these days too. The laws they've got out there, like these curfews, and I'm sorry, but there ain't no reason why a 16, 17-year-old has any business out till 1 o'clock in the morning, unless they're causing mischief or they're at work.
Yeah.
Purdue, my kids, my eldest will be 34 this year. I've got a 26-year-old. She'll be 26 this year, and I'll have one that'll be 24 in May, and then my youngest will be 21 this month, as a matter of fact, on the 12th. And got 2 grandchildren.
So, Dee Dee, I don't know a lot about this case. I do know that there was twin babies who was in a carjacking last year or just last week?
No, the carjacking happened, what, a couple weeks ago? And they got the babies back to the biological parent or parents. And then I believe it was Ohio, I think it was. And all of a sudden, one of them died.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Blue, that's awful. I heard about that.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. The baby died from food aspiration, huh?
Parents need to parent. It's not the justice system to correct them, and most time it does no good since it's just a hand slap. Right.
That's what I mean. The government have got these kids convinced that the parents can't do a damn thing to them when it comes to discipline.
I agree. And I was just going to say that. These kids flat out tell their parents, well, I'm going to call CPS or the police on you.
Mm-hmm. And see, now,
not going to stop me.
I have a big problem when it comes to these teenagers going out and shooting and killing people, okay? Where were the parents at?
Yeah.
Why are these kids out running the streets like this? Where's the parents? My opinion, I totally believe that the parents should be held accountable in some sort of way when it comes to a teenager killing somebody.
Well, this Michigan case with that school shooting is going to set a precedence, I believe,
I just feel that way.
because the parents are being charged.
You should know where
And
your kids at, what they're doing, who they're hanging out with. You know, when I was growing up, I always had to leave a phone number where I was going to be at, whose house I was going to be at, things in that nature.
yep.
You know, what time I had a specific time I had to be home, and if I was 1 minute late, I was grounded for a week to the four walls of my bedroom. No TV, no telephone. They took my stereo out of my bedroom. The whole
Oh, yeah.
you
Oh,
know.
yeah. Polygraph says my daughter-in-law teaches high school in a village of 3,000. She doesn't know why the kids are. She does know why the kids are bad, but at that age, you can't change them. You're right. They've already picked up those habits and everything,
It's a
and it's hard
mindset.
to change them. And then when they become teenagers, the parents are like, well, I don't know what happened. Why is he or she like this? It's because you didn't discipline them when they were younger.
Yep. You're right, Grizz. It's a no-win situation.
Yep. Yep. I agree. All right, let's get on to our last update here for today.
Quinton
And
Simon.
Quinton Simon, little boy we all fell in love with, that cute little face. So now they're reporting, in December this came out, that his mother allegedly beat him with an object after using drugs. So the indictment against Lilani alleges she caused Quinton's cruel and excessive physical pain before his death. She allegedly beat the 20-month-old to death with an object in early October while high on a controlled substance. The 19-count indictment filed back in December charges 22-year-old Lilani Simon with 3 counts of murder, as well as making false statements, concealing a death, and other counts. How do you get 3 counts of murder? So are they charging her with like first degree, second degree, and manslaughter?
That's
So
basically what they're doing. They're going to give
one. Okay.
three options to the jury.
Okay. So they don't know what object he was beaten with. All they know is that it caused serious bodily injury and caused his death. The indictment alleges it's malicious, cruel, and excessive physical pain before his death. So this little boy was not killed right away.
He suffered.
He suffered big time.
Yeah.
They said she then allegedly discarded her son's remains in a dumpster at the mobile home plaza about 2 miles from the house. She lied to police, telling them she went to the mobile home park to obtain a topical pain reliever, Oragel, from her friend.
Oragel's for your teeth.
Right. Oragel is not going to help with other pain.
Or your gums, I should say.
Right. So they know that she actually met up with her drug dealer the day before Quinton's death and was allegedly still high on a controlled substance at the time of his death. And we know that she lied. We know that she lied. And then to top it off, she says that he disappeared from his playpen. So this is what makes me mad. This woman goes and makes pleas to help find her missing baby when she full well knew that she was the one that took his life.
It's no different than the Amiah Roberts.
Exactly. But I'm saying these cases make me so mad.
Right.
How do these people think they're going to get away with it?
And old, what's her name? The girl with the daycare people. Adrena Bloomfield, whatever her name is.
Oh, not daycare, the caretakers.
Yes. Same
Athena
instance
Brownfield.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
same instance there.
Yep. So they did find.
Just because
go
you
ahead.
bury a body, just because you bury a body in a yard, it's not going to cover up the smell of decomp. It's not going to happen.
Right.
It's just going to seep through the soil and come right back up. The smell will. Believe me,
Right.
I've smelled decomp, and it is not something that I would want anybody to experience.
No. And we all do know that some remains were found in the landfill of little Quinton Simon. So now I don't have an update as far as when her next hearing is or pretrial, but as soon as I get that, we will make sure that we put that in Discord and on the Facebook group. And like I said, there's more. There's more stories of these little kids that we haven't even covered. So,
hey, Dad, good to see you.
Yeah, her fake tears. That, knowing what we know now, that just makes me so mad. Christy says, I have a 26-year-old daughter wound up with an inmate. He has a rap sheet a mile long. He's in prison on a 14-and-a-half-year sentence for weapons, assault, kidnapping, drugs. But after 2 years, they let him out. Oh, goodness gracious. My daughter thinks she loves him and has a future with him. She already smuggled drugs into the prison for him and is on probation. She's never been in trouble before.
Oh, my.
That's just so sad.
Yeah, verbal judo. I can tell you right now, the smell of decomp, it is not a sweet smell. And you think if roadkill decomp smells bad, human decomp is 3 times as worse.
Yeah. Well, and they say that once you smell that, you'll never forget it.
I don't. Just thinking about it, I can smell it. Ugh. Ugh.
Okay, so one last case to update. Frank, do you want to give us an update on Delphi?
There's not really much to update on it, really. Just that we covered the bond response, and that was about it. That's the last thing that's come out. But I did get a message from Keegan Klein after I never responded to him. Now he's accusing me of posting all of our texts and everything everywhere.
Andrea said just sent update as of 2 days ago.
He was really trying to, when he sent the message saying that his order had to be in by that evening, that told me what it was all about, why he was contacting me. So I never responded back to him.
Where did you send it, Andrew? Because the last email
Messenger. His messenger.
Oh.
And now I smell decomp. Jesus.
Sorry. Okay, so Leilani Simon's public defender filed a motion in court to try to prevent the release of information on treatments or visits to a dentist office on grounds that it would violate her Fourth Amendment rights to unreasonable search and seizure.
The HIPAA laws, getting her medical records.
But why is dental records important?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. Unless I don't know. Honestly, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Polygraph, you're talking about gangrene. That's what you're talking about, polygraph. Graph is gangrene. Yes. I learned that trick from watching Silence of the Lambs. They put vape rub under their noses. All they get is the smell of vape instead of the decomp. See, I lived in an apartment complex that was strictly for veterans, right? And I was basically the building monitor on everything. And one of the residents came to me and said, "Hey, I need you to go into the hallway and see if you smell what I smell." When I opened the door, it smelled like dirty socks for a split second, right? Then as I got closer to where the smell was coming from, I knocked on his door. And as soon as I did that, a big whiff of decomp came from underneath the door. And so I had to call the police and maintenance, and they came and opened the door, and he was laying right there. And I about tossed my cookies. He'd been there for a couple days. I was like, ugh. We really don't listen to them, fangirl, because of what happened months ago with the red Jeep situation and everything. So
I listen to them. I just haven't had a chance.
Yeah, I don't listen to them.
I listen to everybody.
I've got certain ones I listen to now, and that's it.
Yeah. Verbal, your grandpa rescued his brother in that Auschwitz. Oh, I watch a lot of documentaries on that. Lots of them while I'm working during the week. So, what is everybody doing on their Saturday besides watching us?
Well, and here in about 2 hours, I'm gonna be watching the IU Purdue game.
Yeah.
And then the fights are on tonight too, on CBS. You know,
Christine,
Taylor will be here.
Taco? What was it like? You and I will have to chat.
Yeah, TTM fangirl. I was talking to somebody about that earlier. Oh, sorry. Allegedly, this person who saw the Muddy Bloody guy is the one who created the old man sketch.
Your great uncle was incarcerated for merely being Russian. Yeah, they did. It wasn't just Jews. Watching Cruz and Serrano fight tonight.
I'm watching Bader and that Russian dude on Bellator MMA fights tonight on CBS, Andrea.
Yes, Jackie. Oren and Orson Welles is another one.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
I know that their adoptive parents were arrested. I'll have to look up an update on that case.
It ain't no different than what's that guy from the mob that was went missing? What's his name from Teamsters? They still ain't found his remains after all these years. Jimmy Hoffa.
Oh. Finally warm enough to wash the truck going to town. Yeah.
Oh, it's not that warm here.
Nope.
So, well.
So, what's coming up? What are we doing this week? So tomorrow I'm going to do, like I said, a short live about our Facebook group and Discord, how to use it, how to get into each one of them. They're both free. We don't charge for it. Because I had some people asking. So no, we do not charge to get into the Facebook group.
We need to do some shorts on those videos that we did out at the walk back in October. We haven't got those done yet.
Yep.
We've got to upload them. We do need to get some shorts done because they'll pay us for them.
Yep. So shorts are here. So we're going to start doing those. I have reached out to two individuals on two different cases. One is the mother of Sean Reddish, missing case out of Florida. I'm going to see if she'll come on and tell us Sean's story. I've also reached out to a advocate for Angie Barlow out of Indiana to see if the advocate will come and tell us about Angie's story.
Angie Barlow, what do I know that name?
It's out of Indiana.
Yeah, I know the name. I know who it is. Yeah, they found her remains. Actually, I live in Lawrence. I grew up in Lawrence, Indiana. Mm-hmm. I grew up at 46th and Shadeland, and they found her remains at 42nd and Shadeland in somebody's backyard. She's out of Muncie or Fort Wayne. Yeah, I remember that case now.
Bud Bundy, I'm not dealing with you today. I have not banned you yet because I'm being patient, but I am timing you out. Do not talk negatively about my mods.
But they do have an idea who killed them, but they just don't have the evidence.
Right.
Who killed that girl, Angie Barlow.
Right.
I do remember that case now.
And then tonight, after Mark's band concert, and tomorrow, I will be working on the first video for Tabitha to release that next week also.
How's it coming along with you guys getting that file put together for ISP?
We got to start on that. Andrea's printing out everything. So
is she printing out everything that we have? Is that what she's doing?
You almost, there's certain things that we need for, okay, so for Tabitha's case, it was closed. And so we have to petition Indiana State Police to open it and reinvestigate it. So there's a bunch of inconsistencies. There's evidence that can be tested. But in order to really put it together, you almost have to print the papers out and be able to put them side by side. Mm-hmm. And so that's what she's doing now that she got her computer fixed. She's working on printing those out so we can get everything in a binder for ISP. And
that's going to be a lot of binders. I know that.
And hopefully, well, I think we can get everything we need in one binder. Because you're just pointing out inconsistencies and evidence that could still be
retested
or tested for the first time because it never was. So that's where we're at with that one.
If anybody could do me a favor, somebody post Deb's True Crime Notebook YouTube page on our chat. And I want people to go over and subscribe to her channel, please, people. She does help with us behind the scenes with information. So.
Yeah, and there are a lot of duplicate stuff in the file.
Yes, I noticed that. I noticed that.
Yeah.
Deb, if you want to post your YouTube in the chat, go ahead. I don't know.
I don't know if she can.
She could put the name of it in there.
Yeah. But yeah, so I've got at least 17 videos that I'm going to be doing on Tabitha's story. We haven't heard from the sister of Jordan Soper.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to contact her.
I was getting ready to ask about that today, because if she's not willing to come on and do an interview with us now, I'd just ask her if we can use the information that she gave us.
Right. So we're still working on that one. Yeah, there's a lot of things in the works, and this community and from this channel has been great when it comes to missing persons. So at least twice a week, I'm going to start doing short 15-minute videos on missing persons and wanted people. We want to catch Cairo's mother, the little boy in the suitcase.
I'm still waiting on that file to be sent to me on that. So
I'm going to start doing short 15-minute videos about missing people, wanted people, so that we can start forwarding these and sharing it in the areas that we need to concentrate in.
Right.
Because the couple times that we have asked our subscribers and members to do this for us, you have done a fantastic job, and we've gotten results. So we're going to do more of that. Start helping not only do Delphi and Tabitha, we're going to bring you other unsolved murders, but we're also this year going to really bring in the missing also. Two things. I am going to set up thumbnails for our 1-year anniversary for our channel. And I'm also going to set up a thumbnail for Gabriel Fernandez. His 18th birthday is coming up the middle or end of February here. So we're going to do a live on his birthday in remembrance of him and tell his story and just remember him.
We need to reach out to James Valdez's sister again and have her back on also to get some updates from her.
Yes.
So, all right. Anything else?
The other thing I'm going to do is we talked about this before. I'm creating a template for the missing, and I'm creating a template for unsolved murder cases. I don't care anywhere in the world, United States, whatever. You can take the template for the missing or an unsolved murder case. You can fill it out, give us the information, and put any videos in there or anything, and we'll report on it. But it's you helping us get the information of the case. So
right,
that will be done by next weekend.
Yeah, Polly, I just got my ears lowered on Wednesday. Oh, listen to this. I was sitting in the chair, right? I go to a place called Sports Clips out here in Greenwood, Indiana. And I noticed when I pulled up in the parking lot, there was a state trooper car sitting there. Mm. Well, he was in the barber shop directly across from me. I could see him in the mirror, and he was out in uniform and everything. And all the girls that know in there know me that me and you have a YouTube channel, and they were asking me about the Delphi case. As soon as they brought up the Delphi case, he's looking straight at me through the mirror, listening in on the conversation. I thought it was pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackie, send us her information. We'll be happy to put it out there.
Well, we got to put her email up here.
There you go. Robin, I know that the school teacher has come out and done a interview, but I have not heard much after that.
Well, you're not going to because it's a minor.
True. Don't forget about our merchandise. You can go to this Facebook page, Two Sister Queens. Send them a message telling them what you would like.
I need to get with her on a design for a hat or a beanie or whatever.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Jackie. All right, everybody. That's what we had for today. Thank you all for joining us on this Saturday. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to go over Facebook group and Discord, how to use it. Anybody on our Facebook group or in Discord can post anything in there on any case.
On Discord.
Yep.
Not Facebook. Anything that's...
No, they can post it on Facebook.
No, I'm talking about like certain photos and stuff like that. We do not want posted, like, you know, who try to post on our Facebook.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm talking about if you want to highlight a case,
right,
missing person, anything like that.
Yeah.
I'll show you how to do it tomorrow. We're not the only ones that have to post in there. This is your community. You can start chats in there and everything else. So,
but otherwise, people, it is 2:20 Saturday here in Indy.
mm-hmm.
You know what time it is? I know Marv's got things to do with her kid today. And I got a TV to be sitting in front of because Taylor will be here soon.
You and your TV.
Hey, I got to get out of this chair. I can go sit on a cushion now. My hip is just like on fire right now. So that's why I'm moving back and forth like I am.
I know. I'm even surprised you joined me today. I told you to go ahead and rest, but
you know I'm stubborn.
Glad you did.
But otherwise,
we love you.
Right. Love everybody in our chat. Everybody for coming out today. You know how to contact us. Some of you know us how to get in contact with us personally. Otherwise, use the email.
Yep.
Until then, peace out. One love, guys.
Love ya. Have a good day. Bye.